Welcome to the 94th edition of the Chatham Cup. It's finals day here at North Harbour Stadium, where earlier this afternoon Auckland United claimed a 1-0 victory over Northern Rovers to take home the Kate Shepherd Cup. But attention now turns to the Navy Blues of Auckland City and the Lily Whites of Eastern Suburbs. I'm Seamus Martin, and joined in commentary is Fred de Jong. And Fred, a little bit of a David and Goliath encounter we have in front of us.
Absolutely, Seamus. Welcome in, everyone. And I think the big question of the afternoon is, how does Eastern Suburbs approach the game? Are they brave, as Hoani Edwards was talking about earlier when I spoke to him, or do they sit back and try and hit them on the counter? So I think that is probably the most fascinating facet of the afternoon's play.
Yeah, I've heard the term free hit used. These players have got a free hit. Well, for Auckland City, Hoani has attempted to heap pressure on Auckland City. They are the favourites. They have had an unbelievable run. They are the Northern League champions. They also tucked away the OFC Champions League and looking for an interesting treble of trophies to add the Chatham Cup in their first appearance in a final. Of course, a long history with their sister club Central United in this competition, but the first appearance of Auckland City here at North Harbour Stadium. And there it is, the Chatham Cup itself. Interestingly, if Eastern Suburbs do loft it, they will join, they will make it seven wins, having last won that in 2015. And you start to see the teams moving to field, supporters of both clubs, led out by referee Ben O'Connell. And there are the two captains, Cam Howson in navy blue and Michael Bilt in white. Overcast conditions here at North Harbour Stadium. It was bathed in sunshine earlier this afternoon, but the winds have picked up. It's grey overhead and a threat of rain. As we check out the two lineups, beginning with Eastern Suburbs, and it looks to me, Fred, as if Hoani Edwards has got his best 11 players out on the pitch for the first time this season.
Yes, a number of players coming back from injury, and so Hoani's got a full complement to choose from. The expectation is he may go with the 3-5-2 formation, and just, yeah, I think the key thing is, will they press high up the pitch, or do you sit in? And I think, and how long can you press for if that's the approach that you're going to take?
Well, you spoke to Hoani Edwards. Let's hear from him now.
Well, Hoani, you're up against Auckland City. How do you approach a game like this?
Well, we've used a couple of words about being brave and being courageous. I mean, they're a good side. They've been one of the best sides around for a number of years. But this is like a big game for our boys, so they're excited about it, and we've got to go and have a go and just not wait to be beaten. We're going to have a go at them.
Is the squad all ready? No injuries?
No, that's been a bit of an issue for us this year. We've actually finally got the side we want to pick for today, and and a strong bench to go with it.
And looking at your team, who needs to play well for your team to do well?
Yeah, look, we've got 3 guys in the under-20s that are flying out tomorrow, so like big strong players for us, the young guys, but like Adam Thurston up front is a big player, Michael Bilt, experience, and then Stephen Hall at the back just controlling with Calvin Carlua.
Well, hope you have a good afternoon.
Yeah, thanks Freddie. Cheers. Thanks buddy.
Hoani Edwards there, and for Auckland City, well, there is a real wealth of riches when you can afford to leave the all-time scorer Emiliano Tade on the bench. For Albert Riera, it's a familiar-looking side. Joe Lee will be a threat up front, and marshalled by the central defence of Adam Mitchell and Sam Brotherton. Fred, you spoke to Albert Riera before the game, and an opportunity maybe for personal redemption for him.
Yes, indeed. Missed the final penalty to lose the cup a number of years ago, so good opportunity for him as well to loft the trophy as a coach.
Well, let's hear from Albert now.
Well, Albert, how's preparation been for this Chatham Cup final?
Yeah, very good. I mean, we're in high spirits. All the players are ready. We had a long week to prepare that game, and as you can imagine, everyone's excited and motivated, so very good, ready to go.
What would it mean for you to pick up a Chatham Cup?
It could be amazing. Amazing. It's the second year that Auckland City is involved in it, and could be the first time we get it. You know, as a player, got it once with Central United, and I lost one as well in the final, missing the last penalty. So it would be a good way to redeem myself for that one. And
looking at Eastern Suburbs, how do you expect them to approach the game?
Yeah, look, they're going to be very well organised. They have very good coaches, good players. They showed that, you know, recently over the last performances, especially in the Chatham Cup. So we know it's going to be a very hard game, and it's going to be a long one, very long one.
Well, all the best for this afternoon.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Well, New Zealand football and players and officials will observe a moment of respect after the passing of Her Royal Highness Queen Elizabeth II. Well, tributes all around the globe for the passing of a great leader. Match officials team today, Ben O'Connell, assisted by Mark Rule and Gareth Sheehan. And the fourth official will be Luke Gardner, making his way to the sideline now. And Fred, all in action here. I did expect, with two Auckland teams, maybe to have a larger crowd. I think people still filtering in, maybe coming across the road from the Albany shopping mall where the Auckland City supporters gathered beforehand, and maybe the bus from Medill's Farm is still on the way, but he's hoping for a packed stadium and a goal-filled game.
Yes, was hopeful as well that the crowd would swell, and you know, maybe, as you say, maybe people just drifting into North Harbour Stadium, but yeah, it's going to be an interesting lineup here. You know, Auckland City, you'd expect, will control possession. We've watched them plenty of times through the OFC Champions League and against the teams from around the Pacific, and they just dominated the ball. And I think they'll be trying to do that today. Expect to see Sam Brotherton, Adam Mitchell just passing the ball back and forward across the back line as they look to probe and pick their moment to go forward. And for Eastern Suburbs, it's going to be, yeah, as we've said, how brave are you? Are you going to really press, or is it more a case of just waiting and hitting on a counter?
We are underway here, and it's Eastern Suburbs in the white and black, playing from right to left on your screen. And Auckland City in the familiar navy blue and white, playing left to right. There's an early opportunity, direct play, and Brotherton cleans that up. Well, you're right, Fred. I think the way to rattle this Auckland City side is to get amongst them early with high energy, and this is certainly what Eastern Suburbs are looking to do. Cross goes harmlessly over the head of Connor Tracy's goal. Tracy getting the nod ahead of Cam Brown, as has been the norm this season. And we'll see if they will play it out from the back as you predicted. Well, Mitchell rolls it to Tracy. He does go slightly longer. Well, formation check looks pretty sharp, Fred. I think you've got it spot on in terms of a 3-5-2 for Eastern Suburbs. Looking a little bit like a 5 at the moment. Those fullbacks will work the touchlines back and forth as De Vries flicks that one on to Manicum. He's packed with gas. Boyle, the veteran, well, only clears as far as De Vries.
And straight away you can see the numbers back for Suburbs.
As Manicum finds himself back on the ball on that left-hand side. Thought he might start out on the right. Joe Lee looks as though he's taken residence on the right-hand side of that front three. Maybe look to cut in onto that dangerous left foot of his, where he has found goal-scoring form for Auckland City this season. This is Rogers now in a further advanced position. And he'll play on the left side of Auckland City's defence. Well, these finals are often cagey affairs in the early stages. This one looks no different.
You know, I think for Suburbs, they need Adam Thurston to have a big game.
Right, here's built on the ball. Look to find that man Thurston. It's cut out by Vale. Under hits a back pass to Tracy, and he does well to snaffle any danger.
Yeah, because Adam Thurston's a good player. Was at Auckland City. Had a long run with injury when he was there, so didn't play much. And then transferred to crosstown rivals, Eastern Suburbs. But I think he's the key for Eastern Suburbs.
Well, that's Lee making a run into the Eastern Suburbs 18-yard box. Raj clears up, but his clearance leaves a little bit to be desired. Mr. Vries involved early, often. And there's this trademark recycling of possession that Auckland City are renowned for. Mitchell changes the point of attack, and Lee's found himself in a little bit of space on the right-hand side. Fails delivery. Well, there's a half chance here. De Vries. Tyler Lissette, veteran, scrambled that one away. But again, cleared only as far as Auckland City. Well, it's wave after wave at the moment. And, well, you picked it, Fred. Back and forth between Brotherton and Mitchell. Just trying to change the point of attack before moving further up the field as Harrison sloppily gives it away to his opposite captain, Michael Bilk. Both captains in number 7 today.
Yeah, and that's where the key for Suburbs is the patience. You know, if Auckland City have good possession at the back there, then there's no real point in charging forward as a group and trying to upset them, or so it's just a matter of saying, okay, they've got the ball, we're going to respect that, drop back, and then pick your moment to try and press.
Yeah, that's right, Fred. As Brotherton plays a long raking ball to Jordan Vale. And back we go again into that defensive third. Well, yeah, it can be a frustrating watch sometimes, Auckland City. But a very effective one. Gone 31 matches, or they went 31 matches unbeaten. Tripped up in their last Northern League match away at their rivals Auckland United, a 2-0 loss. It was after a glut of games, including an OFC Champions League campaign at Ngāhui Reserve at the OFC Home of Football, where they crammed in 5 games in 12 days. So it's a battle-hardened squad that Albert Riera's got on his hands as Jake Michelle wins that one back for Eastern Suburbs. Set. Well, bravery and courage is what Hawani Edwards suggested his team would provide. Opperman there showed a little bit of bravery, but he's been dispossessed by Lee.
I think also with that loss to Auckland United, that Auckland City had so many games in such a short space of time. Probably a lot of their players suffering from fatigue, and that was probably one of the reasons that why they tripped up. See now, like, really clearly that when Auckland City have the ball, they're just building up. Eastern Suburbs dropping back into a back 5, just stretched right across North Harbour Stadium.
That might be the plan, to strike on the counter early. Well,
interesting to see Stephen Hoyle at the back. So used to seeing him playing up front, and now in this centre-back role that Hawani Edwards has used him through most of the season.
That's right, Fred. Over 200 appearances here in New Zealand for Hoyle. Used to seeing him banging the goals away, but now marshalling the fence. It seems to be the way as players get older and maybe lose some of their speed. They'll drift further back the pitch. Brotherton harried by Jake Michelle there. Sam Brotherton. Number of all whites caps to his name. And Raj, who tomorrow will be on a plane to Tahiti to join the rest of the New Zealand under-19 squad as they attempt to qualify for the FIFA Under-20 World Cup in Indonesia next year. He is on the ball now. James Thurston, and he is hustled out, and referee calls a foul. O'Connell.
Quite a good snapshot there of how Auckland City defend as well. You talk a lot about Auckland City and their attacking prowess, as you see here. The swarming defence. 3 players around the ball, a couple of other players in support, But as the ball gets, I think this is one of the hallmarks of the way Alba Riera has set up his team, is that they get back in numbers, and no one is spared of that workload. And so they'll lose the ball, and then straight away, everyone behind the ball, everyone working hard for the cause.
Well, first set piece opportunity for Eastern Suburbs, and it's Thurston. Well, they work a manoeuvre there. Well, Opperman runs into Lee, and the foul goes the other way. And something from the training ground early. Sometimes these finals can conjure up moments of magic, and as we can see on the replay, that was not one of them.
Training ground move that they probably didn't rehearse with opposition.
Well, maybe a less determined defence. Sometimes at the end of a session, players just want to get off and get done.
Exactly.
And set pieces are practiced as Auckland City now swiftly down at the other end of North Harbour Stadium as Lee cuts onto that favoured left foot. Well, I've seen him do that a few times in the Northern League and slash those ones in. This one went harmlessly wide of Joe Knowles' goal. Just an example here of Lee. He is heavily left-footed, playing on that right-hand side, and does like to cut in. Morris in trouble there.
And a decent counter-attack from Auckland City there. And they achieved what they were trying to achieve there, trying to get Joe Lee one-on-one with his defender. And with not too much support in behind him. So I think for, in those situations, Eastern Suburbs, someone has to come in and be a cover as well. Can't just leave the likes of Lee, Manikim, just isolated one-on-one out wide, because they will make you pay.
I'm not sure you can see this in your shot, but the front three of Auckland City stretch from one touchline right across to the other. Lee on this near side and Manikim on the far side. So really looking to work the back three of Eastern Suburbs. Working sideline to sideline, as I said. There's Mitchell driving forward. There's Jordan Vale, who's a former winner with Onehunga Sports in 2017. Actually, an interesting matchup on that side. Jordan Vale and Calvin Opperman were teammates that day. And Onehunga defeated Central United on penalties. Albert Riera, coaching Auckland City, was the unfortunate player to miss the 6th penalty to send the Chatham Cup to Onehunga Sports for the very first time. Now finding themselves on opposite sides of the pitch. Such as the Auckland City style, they'll slow things down and then look to speed things up again. And De Vries in a lot of space here.
And that's noticeable as well, like when Brotherton and Adam Mitchell are knocking the ball side to side, the attention is focused in that area of the field, but a lot of the running that happens is further up the field, with the likes of Reed Drake and Cam Howison are just waiting for an opportunity to run in behind the defence and looking for a long ball from Brotherton or from Mitchell. And so the defensive unit, so of Eastern Suburbs in this instance, of course, really needs to be aware of what's happening further up the park. Because otherwise it's a simple long ball and over the top, and they get horribly exposed.
You saw that a few times in the OFC Champions League campaign against Oceania opposition, as Drake just miscontrols that one in a threatening chance, and it's quickly regathered by Illich. Here's Howison, captain generally at the centre of most things for Auckland City in that front third. Who was with the All Whites earlier this year, maybe have one eye on that international window coming up in September. Or later this month, actually, 2 weeks.
Yeah, looking forward to that game. Or those games against Australia, against the All Whites. Hopefully there's a massive crowd at Eden Park. There's certainly going to be I'd say a full house in Suncorp Stadium in Brisbane, as that's the farewell game for Australia to the World Cup. Hopefully the New Zealand public or the Auckland public reciprocate and turn out in big numbers.
And here's De Vries one-on-one with Stephen Hoyle. Finds Joe Lee in a bit of traffic. And Opperman does enough in first and now turns and looks forward to try and find Jake Michelle. Michelle's been used quite often as an outlet for Eastern Suburbs to set up attacks off that platform. He's a big, strong man, as Jake Michelle, number 20. Hailing from Cambridge in the Waikato. Spent some time at Melville United. Former school teammate, actually, of Reed Drake and Alfie Rogers as well at St Peter's School. So, of course, myself hailing from Hamilton. I'll try and put as many Waikato shout-outs as I can. I'll tee you up for a few Ellerslie ones as well, Fred.
Absolutely. No favouritism in the commentary box this afternoon, is there, Seamus?
We've drifted away from the action here, and there's a little bit of a malaise to the way things are going. But now Lee's got an opportunity to create something here. Hoyle snuffs it out. And gives a goal kick.
Stephen Hoyle talking his way for that goal kick. Good, lovely ball in behind Joe Lee, and this was a good opportunity, better opportunity than I think Lee realised when he received the ball, because he was in a lot of space and there were blue shirts in the box. De Vries was in there. I think Howison as well had made a run to the edge of the box, and Dylan Mannequin was bearing down on the back post. But just a heavy touch from Joe Lee. Opportunity went begging.
Well, nearing 50 minutes, and Joe Lee has had the best chance of the game so far, which went harmlessly wide of Joe Knowles' right-hand upright. So still waiting for some real attacking insight from either of these two sides. Kailua, who was also with the All Whites earlier this year, deals with that longer ball from Brotherton.
You know, I think right now, Hawani Edwards would be going, okay, job done for the first 15 minutes. We're still on level terms. Ideally, you'd be a goal up, but you know, at least we're not behind, because that would be a disaster against Auckland City to go behind very early. So we've navigated the first 15 minutes, and now we've got over any potential nerves or anything like that, and now now we just play. Now we try and put into action the game plan that they've worked out. I think chunking the game up into blocks like that is sometimes makes it much easier for the players, rather than thinking of the game as just one continuous 90-minute exercise.
Well, a nice sustained time in possession for Eastern Suburbs, and commentators curse as soon as I make note of it. They lose possession, and Auckland City quickly head down the other end. But you're right, Fred, speaking around the traps to football enthusiasts, the general consensus was the longer that Eastern Suburbs can stay within touch, the more chance they have of taking the Chatham Cup back to Medill's Farm. And right now, at 0-0, they're very much in this game, as are Auckland City, looking to secure their first Chatham Cup win. Go back to the recycling style of Auckland City. As Eastern Suburbs just advance and creep forward, trying to squeeze Auckland City into making an error. And Kailua did well to win that, but it's only as far as Vale. And as you pointed out earlier, Eastern Suburbs quickly fall in to that back five. And the midfielders not far behind, so some compact blocks, as they call them, looking to deny space in behind. And it's interesting, the whole game has shifted forward now, just how quickly those transitions can happen. And it's like a game of chess. Just waiting for someone to make that error, and that's a dangerous ball through there. Kalua did ever so well. Stuck out a leg, the former Ellerslie man. So, a striker in his younger days, I've been reliably informed.
Reliably informed. Played all his youth at Ellerslie and headed over to Eastern Suburbs. He's done well since he's been at Suburbs. Obviously had those caps under Danny Hay for the All Whites. But Kevin Kalua, very good athlete.
He tried his luck overseas earlier this year, hunting a professional contract. Didn't quite work out for him and came straight back in to the Eastern Suburbs side. Yeah, he has made over 100 appearances in his time as Opperman now makes a break down the left-hand side, looking for targets in the middle. It's a good delivery. Oh, it was Thurston there, just couldn't get a clean connection, but Twig, well, that is not one for the highlight reel from Sam Twig.
Yeah, good chances for Eastern Suburbs and a good break as well. Opperman does really well. That's a good ball, just in amongst the crowd of players, and the ball sitting up beautifully for Sam Twig. He just snatched at his shot somewhat, sends it high and wide, but in those moments, Eastern Suburbs getting players forward. They're trying to break down in the wide areas and then looking for those crosses into the box, where you have got, you know, the physical presence of Jake Michelle, and then around him Adam Thurston. And the key being how quickly can the support midfield get in position as well.
Well, it's Eastern Suburbs time now with one of their outfield players pushed forward into Auckland City's half. Even Joe Knowles, the goalkeeper's in advanced position, just out of shot. And as Lisette plays a straight ball into Michael Bilt as captain. He's unable to control it, and De Vries snaffles through, and here's City. Well, I thought he was going to release Joe Lee there. Just checked back. Recycled possession. Well, that was an opportunity, I believe, gone begging on the counter. But it's got that real cup final feel to it, Fred. Mistakes can be costly, and no one wants to make one.
Never a cliche rings true. This game needs a goal. We're only 20 minutes in.
Well, this could be the chance. As Thurston straight at Tracy. Well, that's the first shot on target. And that could be Eastern Suburbs play, isn't it? It's a mistake in the back third. It's a quick turnover. And it's a chance on goal. Thurston maybe could have done better there.
Yeah, 100%. One pass shot. And I think that's probably the plan that Eastern Suburbs have in place. Look to press, and then just seize on a mistake, as Sam Twig does here. Lays the ball beautifully in the path there. It's a well-worked move, and unfortunately for Suburbs, Thurston shot straight into the bread basket of Connor Tracy.
It was a mistake from Illich. He does like to take up residence just in front of his defensive teammates. And that is where Eastern Suburbs could find some joy if they can put some pressure on that deep-lying midfielder, in this case Mario Illich, former winner of the Jack Batty trophy for Player of a Final. Actually won that in the losing final in 2017, which is no mean feat to be the best player in a losing outfit. The best player of the match in a losing outfit. Reed Drake also played in the 2017 final for Central United. Breakdown in comms with Joe Lee. We just caught a glimpse there of Kane Winterskill in the Eastern Suburbs technical area. He was part of Danny Hayes' technical staff, the Qatar campaign, assistant coach at Eastern Suburbs, assisting Huani Edwards. Huani himself playing in a Chatham Cup final for Easts a few years ago. Combative player. He has taken that passion into the technical area, so he doesn't take a backward step. There's Opperman now. How's his delivery? It was good the first time around. And he had a number of targets that he could have hit. I think Mankin could have done a little bit better there. But Rogers has got him out of trouble. Well, action seems to have been at the Auckland City end for the last few moments. The nerves seem to have gone out of this one, and we move into some football. Crowd now slowly building. I had in my mind before I turned up to see one half in navy blue and one half all in white, but it hasn't really panned out that way. You can see the yellow flags of the Eastern Suburbs fans fluttering on the far side as Hoyle just to hit a diag to Opperman, but overhit that one. Michelle doing a ton of work back and forth as a high pressing number 9.
And that is the problem. How long can you do that for? It's very difficult to press as a striker for 90 minutes.
Yeah, that's right, Fred. You find yourself pressing and then you need that energy at a key moment, or that concentration at a key moment to tuck away what could be a crucial goal.
All that running just back and forward just blunts your sharpness. So, I mean, this is a good opportunity. This is the ball they got to pick off. And, you know, wasn't a great... Sam Brotherton was not in a great position to make the pass, so he was rushed. And the ball just sort of rolled through the midfield area. And that's the ball that Suburbs ideally just snaffle up and then springboard forward. So it's really, really important that as the play's been building up here, that you get on the shoulder of your man.
Chance there. Dylan Manicum just snuck in, and that's the... Oh, geez. That's a bad giveaway from Jackson Jarvie. Kaulua lunges in. Oh, it's an out there. Here's Howison at the top of the box. Can he fashion a shooting chance? Cuts back in. No. Out we go again. Well, those runs you were talking about off the back shoulder. Manicum, with a slightly better touch, could have found himself in on Joe Knowles' goal. And here is that man Manicum. He's gone on the other side of Kaulua. Finds Howison, hint of a handball, but right in front of referee O'Connell. Doesn't bat an eyelid. Rogers now cuts inside. And the set scrambles that one away. Rebuild again. Well, this sustained pressure. Again, this is where concentration is key in terms of Eastern Suburbs defending. Concentration, communication.
And patience. Don't dive in.
Illich finds the freeze. It's a good turn. Oh, Hoyle with a great challenge. But only as far as Rogers to set up another one. Hoyle again.
Hoyle did well there, reading the play. Knew that Manicum was just going to lay the ball off. Freese was going to lay the ball off, so just trying to step in, execute the tackles at the top of the box.
Second Chatham Cup final for Stephen Hoyle as part of a unsuccessful Napier City Rovers attempt, actually lost to Eastern Suburbs. Hoyle that day in the blue of Napier City Rovers, together with Angus Kilcolly, who finds himself on the bench of Auckland City. So plenty of cup final experience out there on and off the pitch. So man Hoyle.
Yeah, I think Auckland City need to press Stephen Hoyle. Saw there De Vries, but as a player who's played most of his career further up the field, sometimes when you're at the back you think you can get away with some things that are a little risky. And we caught a glimpse of one there where just dwelt on the ball. De Vries comes down, thinks he can just check back, and Ryan De Vries had him in a little spot of bother, and he had to use his keeper as an outlet.
Connor Tracy just had to hurry that one through. Played back from Reed Drake, which built a half press on. Not enough to cause the Auckland City goalkeeper any real concern. Reed Drake in a pocket of space. What can he do? They just don't seem to want to play that threatening pass into the 18-yard box of Eastern Suburbs to Auckland City. They get to around this spot where Reed Drake is on and will tend to check out, build again, try and build sustained pressure. But just nearing the half-hour mark, they haven't had a shot on target yet. But a good spell of possession here for the team in navy blue. Mitchell slows it right down. And straight ball to Reed Drake. He can't control it. Kailua thinks about being a bit more direct, and Bilt gets on the outside of Rogers. There is a more direct ball, but Jake Michelle not able to make that work. Houston goes out of the press. And good work from Tyler Lissette. Looks for the foul. O'Connell just waves him on. And here's Vale.
Didn't look for it, was searching hard for it.
Manikim's been energetic without any real threat. There's a lot of Auckland City players forward. That little clever link play at the top of the 18-yard box just doesn't seem to be in their playbook inside the first half an hour. More content to check out, start again. Although here is one opportunity. Hoyle a bit slow on that, and good save. Joe Knowles. Well, that was a big chance. Alfie Rogers. Hoyle and Kailua just working between them. Whose responsibility that should have been.
Yeah, ball into Illich. First time ball from Mario Illich. And Alfie Rogers had made the little diagonal run in behind the defence, and just poor marking from the Suburbs, in essence back five. Jackson Jarvie, I think, let him go, and then Kelvin Kailua didn't pick him up. So the passing on of opposition players just not there. So Bilty picking up the free kick just over the halfway line.
Well, for the Eastern Suburbs goalkeeper, Joe Knowles, he'll be happy to get his hands on the ball. First save, only 17 years old. I mentioned earlier, Aryan Raj on a plane to Tahiti. Well, Joe Knowles will also be on that same plane to Tahiti together with Jackson Jarvie. He will be happy that the palms have been stung. While we're on Joe Knowles, his father Shane played and coached. Played in 2 Chatham Cup finals and coached in 1 with Bay Olympic. So little Knowles will be hoping to go one better than his old man. I'm sure Shane will be in the crowd supporting his son. Raj here, one of the other youth internationals in this Eastern Suburbs lineup. 3 in total. Jarvie, the other on the right-hand side. New Zealand action as we speak, actually, in Papeete. Knew that result in the second half.
It was a pretty comfortable win in the first half, first game against the Cook Islands.
It was an 8-0 win. Match today against the American Samoa before the many expect will be the group decider against the Solomon Islands in the upcoming week. And if New Zealand can advance out of the group, they'll be into knockout football with a chance to book a ticket to the FIFA Under-20 World Cup in Indonesia next year. But for right now, it's the Chatham Cup final, and it's Auckland City and Eastern Suburbs. And it is 0-0 approaching half-time as De Vries slips a ball to Lee, just overhit it, allowed Kailua the opportunity to clear.
And again, those are the moments when Stephen Hoyle gets dragged out of his centre-back position by Ryan de Vries. And if de Vries, as he did in that moment, can turn and beat Stephen Hoyle, then the defensive structure of Eastern Suburbs really is compromised. Just at the moment, Auckland City, although with Alfie Rogers driving forward, just at the moment their attacking players just too slow. Passing isn't sharp enough, and it's meaning that a lot of the players in front of the Eastern Suburbs defence, and they're quite comfortable in that scenario.
Yeah, it's a good observation, Fred. It does seem a little bit too one-paced for too long, as we've got an Auckland City player down in the background. It's Joseph Lee. Meanwhile, at the other end of the pitch, here's captain Michael Bilt for Eastern Suburbs. And chops back on, and that one is straight into the hands of Connor Tracy. He'll do well to put this out of play to allow Joe Lee the opportunity for some treatment. It was Bilt, just worked that back, and the cross, no threat, happily gobbled up by Connor Tracy.
I think Lee's got a problem with his knee. His left knee, whether it was a twist or a collision injury, not too sure. But he's stayed down a very long time. So there's got to be something more than trivial.
Well, Fred, if you're Hawani Edwards, what are you saying to your team at this mini break in play?
I'd be saying well done. I think they've shown themselves more than capable of holding Auckland City. They've had their moments going forward. They're the ones that have had the shots on target, and so I think Hawani Edwards will be ecstatic with the game, with the way the game's going. However, he'll be so mindful that there's a lot of games through the National League that have gone in a similar sort of vein. Teams think that they have Auckland City under control. Maybe Auckland City aren't as sharp as they have been in some matches. Obviously, they haven't gone ahead, so the game's still in the balance. But you just have to keep it going. And that's the hard bit, because even in towards the end of the first half, fatigue starts to set in. You maybe go, I'm not going to track my guy this time. I'll get him next time, and then Auckland City punish you, and then all that good work that you've done in the first half hour disappears. So I think that'll be the message from Hawani Edwards. Keep it going. We've got to stay concentrated.
Concise thoughts. Well, the good news for Auckland City supporters is Lee is back on the field. So, no ill effects from that earlier challenge. Zilic sprays that one wide to Rogers, who's been industrious on that left flank, working in tandem with this man, Dylan Manicum. That was the one. Jake Michelle, well, he's done enough to force a throw in his favour, but that's the opportunity there, just to nick it high up the pitch, try and turn. One pass shot, is that what you described it earlier, Fred?
Exactly. It's harder to do it when you're in your own half, though.
Well, we've seen some wonder goals of the week through the New Zealand National League, through Northern, Central and Southern. I do recall a couple flying in from around halfway. To do one in a Chatham Cup final would be something special, that's for sure. Suburbs now looking to build a bit of possession pressure. Well, Twig found himself in a lovely bit of space, but Raj didn't release the Thai-born midfielder. She played international futsal for Thailand, as Sam Twig. Cute little flick from Jake Michelle. His captain Michael Bilt was just not able to take it in his path, but possession is still with Eastern Suburbs, so a good spell here. As we're near 40 minutes of the first half of the 95th Chatham Cup final, or 95th Chatham Cup, I should say. And you'll be surprised how often goals are scored in the dying stages of the half, or the opening stages of a half. So both sides will need to be on high alert, not wanting to concede that first goal, that first strike to the opposition.
I thought for a moment there you were going to have a breakdown of all 95 Chatham Cup finals, the goal minute, the first goal. Just given the amount of stat work you've put into this game.
Yeah. I'll try to take my preparation seriously, Fred. If you don't like my 10 pages of notes that you received, you can happily give them back. I'll be honest, I don't have enough table space to have them all out, so I'll be studying them at half-time. Mitchell, that one is overhit and easily dealt with by Jarvie. Oh, a good shot of the crowd there, good attendance. Be hoping for more to cheer about in terms of goalmouth action. But for now, it's a strategic game between Auckland City and Eastern Suburbs. Foul there, Thurston. Just left a little bit in on Jordan Vale. It's been a pretty clean game overall so far the first half, no real flash points.
Yeah, for me, Auckland City need to get more out of the wide players. Manicum's had the odd sort of moment. There's a massive tussle going on in the ball. Well, and you can't put the ball between your legs and then try and lift it over an opposition player, as Sam Twigg tried to do there. But I think Manicum and Lee haven't really featured, especially in the last 20-25 minutes. I think they're so key to the way this Auckland City team play. They really need to get them more involved in the game, because at the moment they're just being employed as to create width in the game and try and stretch the back five of Eastern Suburbs. But there's just not enough sort of attacking intent from Auckland City at the moment.
Well, that one strikes Lisette somewhat unluckily, and it's put Eastern Suburbs under pressure. Just with a little miscontrol, but managed to tidy up. Back to Lee. And I thought for a moment we were going to have... Oh, it's a good ball there. No, well... Vale just pulled out. I thought he was going to go all the way. I'm not saying both teams are playing for time after 40 minutes, but the restarts do seem to be taking some time for both teams. Hoyle goes the old-fashioned route one, looking for Michelle. Another one by Brotherton. It only takes one goal, one moment to win a cup. That's a heavy challenge on Bill to play on, says O'Connell, but now pulls it back, thinks better of it. Did we see our first yellow card?
Yeah. Maybe going to have a word to Mario Illich. Was it Brotherton?
It was Brotherton. He came flying out line. Just a talking to. Well, I know from experience, first half, not personal, but first half yellow cards can be critical in Chatham Cup finals. Well, tried the back heel, did Raj. Well, he's won it again here. So 1-2 with himself. It's a delightful ball in. Tracy does well to punch clear, and now is a counter-attacking opportunity for Auckland City. 3v3. Mannequin one-on-one with Kalua. Just ran out of ideas. Connor Tracy did ever so well to punch clear. It looked like he came late. There's a hint of a foul there, but Mannequin rides the challenge and finds... Oh, he doesn't find. Well, referee decides to pull it back. Good advantage played.
Long advantage played. You see here, Mannequin, this is the foul. Michael Bolt coming back. And Hoyle out of the line again. And once Alfie Rogers had miscontrolled that ball, referee O'Connell says no advantage. Gives Auckland City the free kick. Seems more and more the referees are allowing longer advantages, pulling the play back if they don't feel that there has been enough gained by the attacking team.
Well, I know Howson has a dead ball in his locker.
It's a long way. Boy, if this goes in, you've got to ask questions of the keeper.
Well, it hasn't gone in, Fred. It's gone harmlessly for a goal kick. I saw Lee over there as well on the left-hand side, which indicated to me that Howson was going to be the one to take it, but he was looking for Illich on the back post. We're in the shadows of half-time oranges here at North Harbour Stadium. Still 0-0. If you're, I asked you the question about Hawani Edwards, but if you're Albert Riera, what's your message to your team at half-time, Fred?
Oh, for me, it's just play quicker. Just move the ball quicker. Because when Auckland City are on song, pretty much no team can live with them in New Zealand. And so, you know, they're just, but the play is just so slow. And I think they fall into the rut of thinking, okay, we're going to have this patient build up. We're going to own the ball, you know, and then and they really struggle to break the shackles of that.
There was an example there of inviting pressure on inside your 18-yard box and eventually playing the out ball, a longer one, which could have been done 3 or 4 passes earlier without inviting that press into your goal mouth. I tend to agree with you, Fred. It has been a deliberate build-up a lot of the time from Auckland City with their attacks without any real end product.
Yeah, I think deliberate is a good explanation of it. It's methodical, but just needs that little bit of flair, that little bit of something different.
I haven't seen the board go up yet for time added on. I can't imagine there would be too much. I can only recall Joe Lee receiving some treatment. Well, is there time for one moment of magic to end the first half and to give one of these two sides the lead? Or will we enter the half-time break with a little stalemate? My gut tells me it'll be the latter. Is there a chance now as Howson rides a challenge? Yeah, this left-hand side's been where most of the threat has been. And that is not one of those opportunities as Mannequin rolls it straight in the path of Tyler Lissette. And then Eastern Suburbs just relieve pressure through Opperman, who... Well, O'Connell calls a halt to proceedings. It's 0-0 here at North Harbour Stadium between Auckland City and Eastern Suburbs. The first half of few chances. We'll have a quick look at some of these highlights from the first half, Fred.
Yeah, no real clear-cut opportunities. A lot of action in and around this sort of area. Joe Lee that time just checking inside, trying his luck. Well off target. Ball bombed into the penalty area, and then it's set up beautifully for Sam Twigg, but high wide, not so handsome for former Ellerslie man. That was the best chance probably of the first half. Twigg just rolled the ball into Thurston. He whipped his cross in. This was a good ball played in behind by Illich. And that was the only work really that Joe Knowles had to do in the first 45 minutes. So Knowles will be very happy that he's been largely unemployed. And yeah, we hope for better in the second half.
Well, from North Harbour Stadium, it's half-time of the 95th Chatham Cup. It's Auckland City 0, Eastern Suburbs 0.
To sell Eden Park out, you'll have no better occasion than Australia at home. I'm hoping that come September we've sold out Eden Park and we're walking out to 54, I think, thousand screaming Kiwi fans. It would just be a dream come true.
Hey guys, Libby Kakachi here. I haven't played at home for more than 2 years now, and I cannot wait to play against the Aussies at Eden Park in front of the home fans. Can't wait to see you guys there.
Hey NZ, super excited to get home next month. It's going to be a fantastic game against the Aussies at Eden Park. Hopefully we can fill out the stadium. See you all at the game.
Kia ora whānau. The All Whites are excited to be back in Auckland next month to take on the Socceroos. After 5 years away, we'll be celebrating a century of our Trans-Tasman rivalry. You don't want to miss this. Get your tickets now, and I can't wait to see you there. Come on, the All Whites.
We believe in supporting and nurturing our extended sporting whānau, working towards promoting a healthy group activity that kids, parents and friends love. We want everyone to feel invited. It is in our DNA. We are accessible to all. We are football in Aotearoa. We are the beautiful game, and we are proud to be the largest sporting whānau in New Zealand.
Ford, we're always looking towards the future. So while we're proud of our range of vehicles, we're even prouder of being the first company to support not only the football ferns, but the next generation. And the legends we grew up wanting to be.
The FIFA Women's World Cup is coming to the shores of Aotearoa, New Zealand in 2023. Uniting Aotearoa, it offers an unprecedented opportunity to make our game bigger, better and bolder for everyone, especially for girls and women. Its legacy starts now. Our Leverage and Legacy plan will supercharge football in Aotearoa, grounded in two principles. Mana Wahine, elevating the spirit and mana of Wahine. And Tūranga Waiwai, our place of belonging, our foundation, our home. Built on 4 po or pillars. The power of opportunities, whakamana. Partnerships, mana ngatahi. Pathways, ara. And tiaki, people and places. Committed to the people and the land of Aotearoa, New Zealand, this plan leads the way by breaking barriers, paves the way for future generations, grows and strengthens the game through meaningful relationships, and creates a game for all and a place of connection. With Aotearoa united, legacy starts now.
Welcome back to North Harbour Stadium for this, the Chatham Cup final, as we see Auckland City return to the field of play. The spies tell me no changes so far on the Auckland City side. I'd like to see Eastern Suburbs, but Fred, we need a goal, don't we?
We need something, Seamus. We need something. We need some action. We need to lift the game. We need to lift the pace of the game. We need a bit more intent. And hopefully we get it early in the second half. Otherwise, you can just imagine this game sort of drifting along. Auckland City controlling the ball and Eastern Suburbs sitting there thinking, yep, we're still in the game, and that's a positive. And maybe we can we can snatch a goal later in the game. Because for Eastern Suburbs, the later the game goes, if they get a goal, the better for them. So, and for Auckland City, we just need to see more. Need to see a little bit more quality.
Well, you can see Michael Bilt leading his team back on to the field. Cheered on by their young supporters. A lot of the Eastern Suburbs players actually coach for the club. The players will be seeing their heroes in action. Really inspiring that next generation of lily white player. Well, that is the captain, Michael Bilt, there. He's looked busy and industrious. But really only one clear chance per side in that first half. Thurston went close. And it was Rogers for Auckland City bearing in on goal, but both goalkeepers made saves. Joe Knowles for Eastern Suburbs, Connor Tracy for Auckland City. Two contrasting styles. We've got Eastern Suburbs just coming together and looking to work the feet. Auckland City came out early. Fans, just like commentators, hoping for some action, goalmouth action in the second half. You can see Jake Piper with his hand in the air just at the bottom of your screen, indicating when we will get back underway, and it'll be Jake Michelle. Here's the signal. O'Connell, the referee, gets us underway, and here we go. Second half action, Chatham Cup final. It's not a strong start. Suburbs straight to Auckland City, but here's Joe Lee on the counter-attack. Already a little bit more verve and vigour, Fred.
Yeah, positivity from Joe Lee. Picked up the ball on halfway, just took off.
Maybe some of your... Oh, dearie me. Well, that's not the sort of goalmouth action that Eastern Suburbs fans will be hoping for. Raj very nearly put that one on the highlights reel for all the wrong reasons. An attempted back pass to Joseph Knowles in goal.
And as we were talking about at half-time, it's important for Suburbs, don't gift a goal. Make Auckland City work for the goal if they're going to score. And this is one of those moments where they've gifted through just a poor decision. They've gifted an opportunity.
Oh, it's a dangerous delivery, headed away by Hoyle. Yeah, you're right, Fred. You really do want to minimise errors, and it has been a game of few errors so far. We do get the feeling the longer it stays in the law, the more Eastern Suburbs will maybe take that brave and courageous mantra that Hoani Edwards was talking about pre-match. But for now, it does seem to be, let's be disciplined, let's be hard to break down. And Auckland City is playing into that mentality as well, playing their part into that storyline. And that's a high win there for Auckland City. We saw that in front of the defensive area in the first half, and that's so much so far up the pitch.
Good strength that time from Tyler Lissette. Did really well, just calm, composed, just used his body position to win the ball, just walk away with it. I think Cam Howson may be...
That man Lissette you were talking about just reeled away from that challenge. He's still down, prone in the background.
We'll see what the referee does here, because Howson went in very strongly on Lissette. And if this is a yellow card or it's just going to be passed over.
Lissette is back up and moving freely, so play continues. Some remonstrating in front of us. And the fourth official, Luke Gardner, and Edwards. He landed himself in a little bit of hot water in one of the Northern League matches between these two sides. Saw himself sent from the technical area in a midweek catch-up game, or pre-catch-up game as it was, to allow Auckland City time to participate in the OFC Champions League. Actually, speaking red cards, Tyler Lissette, who we were talking about, has been sent off 4 times this year, Fred. 3 in the league and 1 in the cup. I think that's got to be some sort of, well, that's not, I'm sure it's not on any of my copious amounts of notes as to whether that's a New Zealand record, but it certainly raised my eyebrows when I tallied it up.
It was as many weeks suspended as he would playing, given that sort of record.
He's one of the few that's turned out quite regularly for this Eastern Suburbs side. It's been a lot of chopping and changing in the league. And the core of players that have played the most games are the younger brigade. But in terms of the Chatham Cup run on the road to North Harbour Stadium, it has been a more settled lineup, and it looks a lot closer to the 11 that are out there at the moment. So whether Edwards wants to keep his 11 out there for as long as possible today, we will see. Any substitutions or changes are made around the hour mark as De Vries wiggles his way across the pitch. Somewhat disappointingly, fails to link up in the front third, as was often the case in the first half. And as I was saying, Fred, quite a settled cup lineup. As Auckland City, we made mention in the first half, have played a large volume of games this year, so minutes spread across the whole squad. And we've both had a week to prepare for this match, and it is a one-off occasion. And looks like we could have our first card. And it is a yellow card to Sam Twigg.
And straight away you see Tyler Lissette get over there in the face of the referee and say, well, hang on, and that is a very, very soft yellow card. Barely touched Mario Ilic. So you can see why Tyler Lissette was saying, well, hang on, what about Howson's one on me? Standing up for his teammate.
Lissette himself is an experienced campaigner. National League campaigns with Pop United and Team Wellington. One of Declan Edge's original intakes at the Melbourne United Academy. Spent some time in Sweden as well. The man they call Yogi. I'm sure his mother will be in the crowd. She's one of his biggest supporters as well. So we'll get back to the action with Ilic, who was fouled earlier for the first yellow card to Sam Twigg. Well, a little bit more action in the opening 5 minutes of the second half. Hopefully it bodes well for a lot more. If it does lift the trophy today, it will be a historic one for Auckland City. It will be their first as Auckland City. A number of titles to their sister club Century United. For Eastern Suburbs, it will be the 7th win as Drake finds himself in on goal inside the 18-yard box. Can he find a shot? Rogers just puts it onto his right foot and danger averted. Or is it? Howson, that one flashes wide. So a little moment of attack.
Yeah, overplaying somewhat. Just for the moment, like Joe Knowles came off his line. It looked like Reed Drake would have the opportunity to get a shot away. And then once the body's flooded around the edge of the box, and then it just dribbled out to Howson. But looks like the player's not happy with the inflation of one of the 6 or 7 balls that are around the pitch.
Flat ball in the cup finals, not a good look.
Not a good look.
And make sure of that pressure. Done nicely from Bilt, but Jarvy's touch is a bit too heavy. Mentioned a number of times, the number 31 Jarvy is on a plane tomorrow to Tahiti to link up with the rest of the New Zealand under-19 teammates, and do have a result from Papeete. It was New Zealand 9, American Samoa 0. So that result does confirm New Zealand through to the knockout stages, together with Solomon Islands, who they will play the group decider with later this week. Is Thurston. Just nearly gets a stud to that one on Mitchell.
Yeah, now under 19 is a good opportunity in that competition. Top 2 go through, so you just have to make the final. And you book your place for Indonesia. You expect the New Zealand team would be able to do that reasonably comfortably.
Yeah, somewhat curious circumstances. 2 of the teams didn't get to the starting line of the first group matches. Travel issues, visa issues meant that Vanuatu and Papua New Guinea were not able to play their first round matches. Well, looks like we could have another yellow card here.
Yeah, Ryan de Vries just clattering into Adam Thurston. Nice skills here from Thurston. Just waited, drew the challenge, played it inside, and de Vries comes through, pick up the yellow ticket. So, yeah, some issues in Tahiti.
So 1 yellow card apiece so far. That's the only scorer's action I've got on my notes, Fred. Yellow card to Sam Twigg and a yellow card to Ryan de Vries. 1-1. Hopefully that's the end that we see of yellow tickets, as you called them. And you start to see some goals. As I said, it's getting through a power of work. A lot of these Eastern Suburbs players are getting through a lot of work, and you made the point in the first half, Fred. How long can you sustain it when you are the team pressing and harrying? It does take its toll, and you can maybe see through the lily white jerseys a lot of perspiration, a lot of effort going in so far. And we are still locked at 0-0.
Yeah, given it's a cup final, of course, you do all that work and then you get extra time.
That's a good take from Connor Tracy. In the first half, came out and punched one clear. This time elects to catch. A little bit of body contact, but nothing untoward. Goalkeeper's often a protected species in those situations, but referee O'Connell decided no need to put whistle to mouth. Yeah, that's right, Fred. You made the point of extra time and penalties if needed. Kate Shepherd Cup played earlier today was settled in 90 minutes. A 1-0 win for Auckland United. There's Manicum. Oh, there's the opener. In at the near post. It's a great strike. Dylan Manicum.
Well, we were looking for that little piece of quality. Started with Cam Howson. Lovely little feint from Dylan Manicum. And now he's tracking inside. And Joe Knowles, he'll be disappointed with that. I think his foot slipped as he was diving. I think he would have got across to be able to either smother that or just tip it around the post. But that's the prize you get for being positive. Dylan Manicum hasn't featured much in the game so far. And 10 minutes into the second spell, he takes it on himself to take on the defence and gets the reward. Now it is hard work for Eastern Suburbs.
Well, it's hard work for me as well, Fred. I didn't see that one coming, and I've just entered a coughing fit. So I just missed the yellow card there. I believe it was to Alfie Rogers. But yes, Manicum. Well, advantage Auckland City. Eastern Suburbs are going to have to come out now and search for that equaliser and push ahead for that winner if they are to lift the cup. So we have our goal. And it really was a rasping drive from Manicum. We are just shy of an hour and we've had our first goal.
I think on reflection, though, Joe Knowles should save that. Unfortunately for young keeper, he's gone to dive and then just I think one of his feet has slipped on the turf. Starting to get a little dewy here at North Harbour Stadium. So, I would have thought that's quite a regulation save for a keeper at this level.
Rogers has been left prone there. It's a back heel from Howison. Manikim just kept going and going. And I think you're right, Fred. Does look like Knowles has slipped on the way down there. Snuck in at the near post.
It was nice to see Stephen Hoyle after the goal, and players are heading back to halfway. He just went over to Joe Knowles and a word of encouragement. A chance for Suburbs to strike straight back.
No, not this time. That one clears everybody. Goes out for a goal kick. Well, it was almost that change of pace in that attack, Fred. You spoke about it in the first half, spoke about it in the start of the second half, but it was all very one-paced. And the moment Auckland City changed gears, a little bit of inventive in that top third, and the chance came.
Well, that's exactly it. A little, just even a small piece of guile that Cam Howison just showed was the difference. You know, little back heel creates a bit of space for Dylan Manikim, and that's the result. And you just got to see more of that from Auckland City.
Looks to have rubbed off as a little bit of guile from Michael Bilt there. It came to nothing. Well, there's back heels all over the place.
Back heel-a-thon.
De Vries tried one. Well, this is going to encourage Eastern Suburbs to come out of their shell now a little bit. They need to find an equaliser to stay in this match, which does mean it could open them up to being vulnerable on the break. So we do have the opportunity for more goals. If I think I know Auckland City like I do, they won't sit on a 1-0 lead. They'll keep playing, they'll keep pushing. And of course, Eastern Suburbs I should say, will have to come out and try and score twice now to claim the famous trophy. Looks like we have some movement on the Auckland City bench. You can see Gerard Garriga stripped and looking like he's ready to go. Just a reminder, both sides are able to make up to 5 changes. They can do so in 3 moments. So 3 opportunities to make substitutions. And a maximum of 5 changes can be made. Well, another corner for Eastern Suburbs here. It's Bilt standing over it. It looked like another rehearsed move, which
without opposition at training
didn't pay off. Well, it's an experienced group of players that Eastern Suburbs do have on the pitch at the moment. There's a hint of hands there. Always dangerous putting your hands on an attacking player inside your 18-yard box. Mitchell dicing with a little bit of danger, but no real appeals. But that experienced spine I was talking about of Bilt, Jack Michelle, Thurston, Tyler Lissette, Stephen Hoyle. They've been in these situations before plenty of times in their career, so they'll know what they need to do to get out of it. It's just whether the extra pressure of a cup final makes it that much more difficult.
Yeah, it looks like Addison Stewart is getting some instructions from Kane Winterskill on the Eastern Suburbs bench. So maybe we'll be seeing that as the first substitution of the afternoon.
Addison Stewart actually spent some time across town at Kiwitea Street, product of St Peters in Auckland. Very big raps on him as a younger player, did his high school coach Stu Hogg. So he will be raring to go. He's another that's played, of the younger Eastern Suburbs players, that's played a lot of minutes this season. He'll be a little bit surprised to find himself on the bench today, but he will be able to add a bit of pace, a bit of spark, something a little bit different if he gets his opportunity. As Rogers strong in front of the Eastern Suburbs bench there. A little bit of trolling from the substitutes, not wanting to give him the ball back. You can see Stewart just warming up now. You're right, Fred. Looks like he will be the first change to be made. Rogers helps that one on to the goal scorer, Manicum. Scored a very memorable goal in the semi-final of the OFC Champions League at Nahui Reserve, did Manicum. And he's added another to his highlight reel here today at North Harbour.
You can see the problem now facing Eastern Suburbs. They're trying to throw more players forward, but they're also trying to keep 5 at the back. And so what that does now is, when you see the wide shot of as the play's developing, there's this big gap between the midfield and the defensive line, and that's the space that Auckland City will try and exploit. So I think for Suburbs, can't just push a few players forward. You've got to bring the whole game forward, and that means you maybe have to be a bit dare I say it, braver and send some players out of your back line and just try and push up? Or is it a case of Hawani Edwards saying, well, you know, we were always going to have to score a goal in this game anyway, so we'll wait maybe until the last 15 minutes and then give it a real shake and just bomb on with 15 to go, and we'll take our chance in that regard, forcing it to extra time and then playing for the goal in that period.
Well, Lee got the wrong side of Tyler Lisette there, I think it was. Headed in, and it was Jordan Vale with that over the top. Just see here, it was Lee just got outside Lisette, squared it off to Drake, and it was a great little layback for Vale just on his weaker left foot. He doesn't have the flexibility to play both sides of defence, does Vale, but definitely prefers the right foot to the left. That was an opportunity for Auckland City to go 2-0 ahead. Yeah, it does look like the fullbacks are further advanced now. And I do see that Bilt has pushed himself, or been pushed further forward as well. I made the point earlier, expending a lot of energy, trying to win it back, trying to get forward. Bilt, the captain, actually is a remarkable specimen. He's recovered from 3 ACLs to continue to play. He was part of the National League winning side 2018, 2019 under All Whites coach Danny Hay. I think Bilt and Calvin Carlo are the only 2 survivors still at Eastern Suburbs from playing wise from that group. And Hoyle just comes and claims that one over the top. Cam Howison, but you can see here, well, you can't see here on your picture, but Bilt is far further forward. The Suburbs chase that equaliser. Could it be Hoyle looking to renew an old striking role later in the game? Should Suburbs still be chasing, he would be one that you could push further forward without having to make a substitution. Looks as though there's some movement down here. It looks like Stewart will be coming in. And it looks like Calvin Opperman is the man to make way. And so Opperman, who was operating on that left side, makes way for Addison Stewart.
And Jackson Jarvis switch flanks. And Addison Stewart will play down the right.
A formation change, it seems, at the moment. But fresh legs. And the number 23 for Eastern Suburbs, Addison Stewart, looking to inflict some damage on his former club, Auckland City. There he is. Just getting into the action early, settling the nerves. Still only 17 years of age is Addison Stewart, so very young in his football career. Scrapping away by Twig. And here comes Auckland City now through Jordan Vale. Accelerates. What's he got in his... Oh, Vale just tried to catch Knowles off guard. Oh, there's another scrap there. He's lost possession. To Twig. He very nearly won it back, but that goes for a goal kick. Well, time is ticking. Approaching the 70th minute. Don't see too much more movement on the Eastern Suburbs bench for now, which indicates no more changes just yet. And it looks like Auckland City, though, will make a change as Built finds himself in the 18-yard box, just loses his footing. Does well to hold off Brotherton. Jarvie just took too long there and had his pocket pinched by Joe Lee, and Joe Lee's now gone past him. It was a promising attack. Snuffed out.
Yeah, we talked about Auckland City needing to play quicker, but just in that moment, it was Eastern Suburbs that needed to. Michael Built just dwelt on the ball, wanted that to get it, the ball sitting exactly right before he crossed it in or tried to take on his man, and he just didn't have that time. And likewise, Jackson Jarvie just dwelt on it too long, and then the moment's gone.
Well, here's Howison now taking over. Captain looking to add to a number of titles that he has won with Auckland City since returning from overseas. Spent time at Burnley and St Mirren in Scotland. As Manicum, the goal scorer, finds his way. Good feet. Here's De Vries at the top of the box. Oh, I thought he would shoot. Elected to find... Oh, it's a clever tip. Well, got myself all muddled there. A little bit of foot and mouth for me. Thought an opportunity was coming, and it was Manicum with the quick feet.
Lovely ball over the top. I think it was Howison just think the ball over for Manicum. As you say, the opportunity was there for De Vries just to pull the ball across his body and hit it with his right foot. But eventually, again, numbers.
Well, it's a change here for Auckland City, and it's Reid Drake making way. And Gerard Garriga, who had an excellent OFC Champions League, did Garriga. Moved across town from Western Springs this season. Gets his opportunity in his first Chatham Cup final. Solid shift from Drake. Mitchell makes a little bit of a meal of that clearance.
You see again, when the second phase ball drops, it's just blue shirts in that midfield area. Just not enough white shirts in that centre circle spot just to really trouble this Auckland City team. They need weight of numbers to Eastern Suburbs, and just at the moment they aren't getting it.
Coyle nearly hustled off that one from De Vries. You made the point, Fred, in the first half that he would be the man you would target when he was on the ball. And very nearly came to fruition as Illich miscontrol wasn't pounced on by Jake Michelle. Built is now getting through a ton of work. He leads by example, leads from the front. It's well won by Jarvie. He's switched flanks now. Here's Jack Michelle. Thurston, I feel like he needs to get on the ball more.
100%. 100%. Thurston's been, completely anonymous second half. Had a couple of nice touches in the first half, but just occupying space up front is not enough for Suburbs.
The set looks like he's teeing up for a long throw here. If he can get something in the mixer, who knows what will happen.
It's a good throw.
It is a good throw, and it flashed across the 6-yard box. Hands on heads from Stephen Hoyle. I think he realises it was a real chance. Slung in from Lisette. It skimmed off Brotherton into the path of Hoyle, but he wasn't able to get anything solid on it. Well, let's take two from Lisette. This time headed clear on Howison, only as far as Kalua. He might have swung something at it, but it just wouldn't sit down for him. Raj now. Well, that is a mixer ball, that one. I don't know if that was a dummy header or a genuine attempt from Howison, but either way, it goes out harmlessly for a goal kick. Just a few half chances starting to creep in for Eastern Suburbs. Seem to be looking a little bit more direct now. And with 15 minutes of regular time still to play, time is starting to run out. There's Boyle somewhat tiredly gives away a free kick. Garriga had made a good run through the middle there. Just wasn't seen by Jordan Vale. Illich gets himself in all sorts of bother with his feet. And it's all just a little bit untidy. And the set does well to bring that down. And here's Thurston, the man who suggested needs to get on the ball more. Scored the winning penalty to send Eastern Suburbs to the final against Hamilton Wanderers. Well, it's a good ball in. Madison Stewart and Jack Michelle just not able to control it. But it's sustained pressure from Eastern Suburbs as they chase this 1-0 lead. Oh, delightful ball.
It's a lovely pass from Hoyle.
And here's Thurston again. Finds himself more and more. Well, it's Twig. It's the second time he's tried something from distance. Looked to have Tracy a little bit worried, but not enough, as we see another substitution for Eastern Suburbs. This is moment number 2, and it is Sam Twig making way for Jaden Vanderheyden. Well, it's been an energetic performance from Twig. Picked up a yellow card, maybe a risk of a second yellow and a red, so it's time to shuffle the pack, and Jaden Vanderheyden comes in. He's got 15 minutes plus whatever referee O'Connell comes up with to make an impact for him and his Eastern Suburbs side. And here he is on the ball early. Michelle just calmly finds Jackson Jarvie. It's a good ball in. Oh, there's a chance for Stewart, unmarked on the far post. He's earned his team a corner. Half-hearted shouts for handball. I don't think any real.
Yeah, the ball coming out the back post, and here's trying to dink it back in, but Alfred Rogers his arm almost cemented to his side, so couldn't really justify giving a penalty in that situation.
Blitz delivery. Oh, it's an opportunity there again, and there's a chance, big chance. Goalmouth scramble. It's Michelle. It's going to not sit. It's clear off the goal line. Wow, that is a huge series of chances for Eastern Suburbs.
Just what every cup final needs, a good old-fashioned melee. Hoyle puts it back in there. Kalua dives at the ball. And then Michelle blocked on the line. I think it's by Garriga, the sub, and then the ball falls kindly to Connor Tracy. And I think there was some very nervous moments for the Auckland City bench right there. And is that the chance that Eastern Suburbs will rue at the end of the game? Good opportunity with the ball pinging around in that 6-yard box.
Well, the delivery was great from Bill. That's what set it up in the first point. Kalua couldn't get a clean head on the ball, but it was enough to cause some consternation in the Auckland City box. And as you say, a goalmouth melee ensued. Not enough to find that equaliser, but the chance count has really increased in the last 10 minutes. Now the crowd's starting to find their voice as well. We've got ourselves a bit of a cup final now, Fred.
I'm not sure what the referee's saying to Adam Thurston, just calm things down. It's like, no, don't. Let's have more of it.
Hoyle thought he may have underhit that one. Thurston, he's been more involved, almost like he heard us from the commentary. Whoa, that is a... Well, I'm not sure which way this one's going to go. A few pips on the whistle. Seems to calm things down, but there was a little bit of rocking and rolling for a little while there. Referee O'Connell's reaching in his pocket. It's a yellow card for the new man, Van der Heyden.
You can see here, Van der Heyden just slides in. That's not a great tackle on Jordan Vale. And Vale not happy with that. And then they sort of got entwined with each other. Both wanted to go on with it.
Well, there's definitely some energy in this cup final now, as well as a bit of whistle. Eastern Suburbs, it's almost like they can smell a chance here, a chance for an equaliser and a chance maybe to push this into extra time and another 30 minutes of cup final football. Let's see. It's a ball into the area for Thurston to Hunt. And it was bread and butter for Connor Tracy. Auckland City just seem to have gone off the boil here.
You're not really pushing for a second, are they? Not with any real gusto. Oh, that's a good...
Well, he's played for that one, has Thurston. Very clever. And this is a dangerous opportunity.
Did really well, Thurston. Just attacks the ball. Gets in front of Mitchell here. And then awaits the contact. And then when it comes, just goes to ground. Smart play from Thurston. Interesting to see who takes this. You'd think it would be Thurston himself, but well, maybe Seamus, there's another training ground manoeuvre coming.
You never know. We could see. We've seen 2 attempted ones. My suggestion here to Eastern Suburbs would be kick it at the goal and hope it goes in. And it looks as though Hoyle has backed away and left this one to Thurston. Oh, he's got good whip on it, but over the top. Difficult to bring that one up and down that close to goal. Well, another chance goes begging, and we are into the last 10 minutes of the match. These chances are mounting up.
That's good.
Bilt has really, since he's moved further forward, has injected himself into the match. Here he is here. And Stewart looks to find Built back again, but just unable to. And Built putting a ton of work in. Lisette comes flying through. And O'Connell takes issue with Lisette's challenge. He goes into the referee's book, so with a flurry of cards in the closing stages of the 95th Chatham Cup final. Fourth, I should say. I've got ahead of myself. Jumped in my DeLorean. Gone back to the future. And booking my place in the commentary seat for next year.
You've certainly getting ahead of yourself there, Shane.
Well, it's the excitement of the last few minutes. And looks like we have a sub here. And it's Emiliano Tade. It's a name very familiar to New Zealand football fans. Time leading scorer for Auckland City. It's Joe Lee that's making way, the youngster. Well, Tade's got a goal in him, that's for sure. Is this a case of Auckland City looking to kill this one off in the last 5 minutes? Because it is a big sub to make. It's a big play to bring on. It's a power move. Falls to Kailua. Unable to take advantage of Eastern Suburbs. And here is the new man, Tade. What's he got? A great first touch to beat Kailua. And then he beats Stewart. Attempts a cheeky chip. Well, it's a great first introduction from Tade. That's the quality that this man brings and has brought for many years.
Yeah, it just shows the quality that Auckland City have in their squad. And you've got a player like Emiliano Tade with all the goals that he's scored. Yes, he's getting a bit older. You can see here what a beautiful first touch. Takes it inside, little dink, and then fools Addison Stewart. But just real quality on the bench for Auckland City. And that probably more than anything epitomises, you know, the gap between them and the rest of the teams in the Northern League.
Tade's defensive header there has given his captain a little bit of work to do. Got a player down. Eastern Suburbs player down inside the penalty area. It's Jack Michelle. Didn't see anyone around him, so I'm not sure whether that was just exertion from a huge shift that he's put in. But in the meantime, Auckland City are looking to break. And have got themselves out of trouble. Huge amount of energy expended from these Eastern Suburbs players. They may have one or two rolls of the dice left to try and at least equalise and take this cup final into extra time. We'll have to wait and see, but for now it's Auckland City looking to run the clock down and keep possession. As the goal scorer Manicum on the far side is eventually robbed. Well, here's Jake Michelle, was down a few moments ago, looked to have cramp. Has he won his side a corner? He has. Mitchell disagrees, but it's academic. The referee has given a corner, and it is another attacking opportunity to Eastern Suburbs in the second half. And it is Michael Built, the captain, standing over. His delivery caused some massive issues inside the Auckland City penalty area moments ago, and it's another good delivery and skimmed off. Here's Hoyle. Oh, it's a snapshot. He's calling for a corner, and the referee points to the spot. Well, it was a big chance from Stephen Hoyle. Just fell to him. It was Bilt's delivery, and it was partially cleared by De Vries straight to Hoyle. Good first touch and a snapshot which flew over. He was desperate for a corner, which wasn't to come. Well, the playing out from the back that Auckland City enjoyed in the first half is somewhat lapsed now, with Connor Tracy's goal kicks just being launched from his own penalty area. And we've got another foul here. A number of fouls starting to add up. I'm sure you are like, if you're anything like me, you are glued to this match no matter where you are in the world. Enjoying it from places as far-flung as India, maybe even the New Zealand under-19s team in Tahiti, or across New Zealand. As Stewart just tried to tee up a volley for himself. Connor Tracy takes the heat out of it. Now you can see there, Jake Michelle just laboured as he continues to dip into the reservoirs of his energy. Oh, it's a great, great release from Connor Tracy to find Dylan Manicum. And here's De Vries, skips inside. Well, I thought he could keep going forward, but cut back and recycle position. In hindsight, well, Auckland City don't need to chase this game. They can run the clock down. Oh, it's a clever ball from Rogers. Here's Howison, the captain. Will he be lifting the Chatham Cup trophy in a few moments' time? Well, we'll see. De Vries has come from an offside position there. Well, looks like the fourth official has the time added on board in front. No, it's a substitution, in fact. Looks like Angus Kilcolly is going to come on to kill a few more seconds of time. This one's launched forward in the path of Jarvie. He's outwitted. And we do have the board there. So 3 minutes of time to be added on. 3 minutes for Eastern Suburbs to find themselves an equaliser. As Manicum, the goal scorer, comes forward, slips a lovely pass to De Vries. Checks onto his right foot. It's blocked by Kalua. Well, we are into referee's time now, and Albert Riera is going to make one more change just to run a little bit more time down. And it'll be Kilcolly battling his way back from injury. Oh, a little bit of, well, I'm not sure, I was going to say a little bit of theatrics there, but the reaction from Gerard Garriga indicated that there was a lot more to it. We've got Gareth Sheehan in there as well. Oh, and it is young Jarvie coming in over the top. Well, I understand you're chasing the game. You also want to give yourself every opportunity to find that equaliser and not give the officials anything to argue with. And Jarvie has found his way into the book. That's another yellow card.
31's not been cautioned. 31's not been cautioned.
Emiliano Tade is ensuring that the referee understands something, or maybe even checking how much time is left. And we're going to have that substitution now, so any momentum that Eastern Suburbs had found in terms of repeated attacks is being thwarted. And it's Ryan De Vries making way now. And it'll be Angus Kilcolly, who picked up what was thought to be a pretty serious knee injury in a midweek clash with Birkenhead. He missed a large chunk of the second half of the season, but he's back now. Maybe with one eye on the National League, which kicks off in the first weekend of October, that Auckland City have also qualified for. In the meantime, it's Joe Knowles launching this one. And the new man, Kilcolly, makes a clean head. And it is now an opportunity for Tyler Lissette as he comes loping across for a long throw. Well, it's all of the Eastern Suburbs team in and around the 18-yard box. Even Joe Knowles is now in the Auckland City half. Slung in from Lissette only as far as the first defender. Stewart whips it back in, and Raj. Well, the assistant referee's flag is up. Not sure if that was Raj or Jake Michelle. It was clever from Stewart. He just whipped it back in, and it was Raj. And Time ticking away. We are deep into referee's time now of the 3 allotted minutes. We did have a small flashpoint earlier. All eyes on the referee as to when he will call this match to an end. Now, Jake Michelle is looking for the referee's whistle. Raj does well. Joe Knowles has another opportunity to launch it. It's Tyler Lissette now who's decided to take duties. And clips a raking ball only as far as Jordan Vale. Well, Kikoli. And that's it. The referee calls an end to the match, and it is Auckland City who claim their first Chatham Cup win. And the agony and ecstasy, as there always is at the final whistle of a cup final. Eastern Suburbs players have expended their energy. In the end, it was a goal to Dylan Manicum, which separated these two sides. And Auckland City will add the Chatham Cup to the trophy cabinet for this season. An entertaining second half. One that Eastern Suburbs definitely played their part in. Coming closest with the goalmouth scramble, a few chances there. And good to see players exchanging well wishes at the end of a hard-fought match. You do have to feel for 17-year-old goalkeeper Joe Knowles. One squeaked inside his near post from that man, Dylan Manicum, was enough to keep the two sides apart. Knowles will be somewhat comforted knowing that he's on a flight tomorrow to represent his country, together with teammates Jackson Jarvie and Aryan Raj. And it was that man, Manicum. Well, let's take a look at the key moment. It was a back heel from Captain Howison. Manicum, seemingly with not much on, just kept going and going and snapshotted one in. And as I mentioned, it squeaked inside Joe Knowles' near post. He got a piece of it, but not enough to keep it out or push it onto the post. And in the end, that was enough for Manicum. Well, a lot of these players are rivals on the field, but very much friends off it. And well, they will be disappointed. They will also be happy for each other as well. And looks like we have Cam Howison standing by with Fred de Jong for some immediate reaction afterwards. And let's go down to the pitch now and hear from the winning captain.
Well, Cam, what does it mean to win the Chatham Cup with Auckland City?
Yeah, it's a great effort from the boys. You know, we knew it was going to be a battle today. You know, they've had some injuries over the season and they've brought some good players back. And we knew it was going to be tough. It wasn't the prettiest of games, but, you know, we're happy to get over the line. And, yeah, first Chatham Cup for Auckland City, so happy with that.
Really cagey first half. How comfortable were you that the goal was going to come at some point?
Yeah, it was obviously tough. They obviously sat back, made it difficult for us. And fair play to them. They played really well and made it difficult for us. For us, it was just about being patient, and the pockets would open up eventually, and you know, runs in behind would happen. And you know, Dill scored a great goal today to win the game for us.
Another trophy in the cabinet for Auckland City. On a personal note, how pleasing for you to lead this team in such a successful season?
Oh, it's an honour. You know that comes from the staff as well. They really get us going, and the standards in training leads to the games on the weekend. And you know, we're going to keep going. That's 3 trophies this season, and we want to make it a 4th one and make history. So yeah, we won't stop. We'll keep going, but we'll enjoy this one.
Time to go and pick up a trophy, mate.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Cheers. Well, great words there from Cam Howison, a fantastic leader. He made a point there of the drive for 4. Auckland City will participate in the National League, which kicks off on the first weekend of October, one of 10 teams. But it is, even though they are chasing for an historic treble, putting away the Northern League trophy, the OFC Champions League, and now the Chatham Cup. And for Eastern Suburbs, they'll be disappointed, but they can take heart. They are a young squad. They have a big future, and they have a groundswell of support. And I think this run to the Chatham Cup final will energise a lot of the younger fans that they have within their club, and they can hold their heads high. And to hear from Eastern Suburbs, it is their captain, Michael Bilt.
Well, Michael, you came in as clear underdogs. You gave it your all, but just not enough to try and upset them.
Yeah, it's extremely disappointing. I think we put a big shift in first half going into the win. Felt really good at half-time. Thought as much as we probably lacked a bit of quality when we got the ball and creating chances ourselves, we limited them quite a bit, and we felt like we could go and nick something in the second half. And unfortunately, it was just one moment of quality that separated the teams today.
Yeah, you look comfortable up until half-time. And what was said to try and get over that hurdle?
The message was mainly just like keep going and just have a little bit more quality when we get the ball, because we did tend to do a lot of work, win the ball back, and then just turn it straight over again. So it was a bit more quality with the ball, create a few more chances, which in the second half we did create a few little half chances, balls in the box, but just weren't able to get the equaliser.
Yeah, you threw everything at them at the end there, so you must have been pleased with the effort and the intensity that you built.
100%. Like, we have had a tough season, young players coming in, and everyone's kept grinding. The league's been a tough one, but we've had this cup run to look forward to, and yeah, I'm proud of the boys. It's unfortunate we have come up short, but I think we couldn't have given much more today.
Well, hard luck, put up a good performance.
Cheers. Thanks, Fred.
Well, Michael Bilt can be proud of himself and proud of his team. It's been a difficult season, as he alluded to, for the men's first team. But as a club, Eastern Suburbs have the Women's National League to look forward to. Let's take a look at the highlights of the second half. Well, they had their chances, Eastern Suburbs. Connor Tracy was steadfast in goal, keeping a clean sheet there. And this was the moment that decided the cup. It's that shot from Manicum. A moment of quality, as described by the opposition captain, Michael Bilt. And Cam Howison, his own captain, also acknowledged that moment. And it was enough, but to their credit, Auckland City kept pushing forward for a second. That was probably the second best chance of the match, falling to Jordan Vale. Twig had a sighter, which didn't trouble Tracy. Edison Stewart, just half-hearted appeals for a handball, but this was the real moment. Karlua got a touch on it, Hoyle pinged it back in, Karlua had a second bite, it was blocked on the line, Jake Michelle blocked again, and into the grateful arms of Connor Tracy. Well, get a different angle on it. It was a lot of activity inside that Auckland City penalty area. Clever work from Jake Michelle, and eventually enough for Connor Tracy to dive on it. Emiliano Tade was introduced into the match late on. His first real moment was an attempt to loop Joe Knowles, and the final chance fell to Stephen Hoyle, a snapshot that sizzled over the bar. There were a couple of flash points, nothing really to complain about between the two sides. And one last opportunity was Raj with a header that fizzled wide. In the end, Auckland City claimed the trophy 1-0. And let's head down to the field of play for the trophy presentations.
North Harbour Stadium, hello and good afternoon. I'm Ricardo Ball. I am pleased to be presenting the 2022 Chatham Cup. Well, actually, I'm not presenting. There's a lot of dignitaries who will be doing the official presenting. I'm joined by those dignitaries. Scott Moran, the NZF Vice President. Johanna Wood, the NZF President and FIFA Council member. and John Batty, son of Jack Batty and Kevin Ford, New Zealand Football Competitions and Events Director. I will now ask John Batty to present the winner of the Jack Batty Trophy for the best player in today's Chatham Cup final. Please come forward and accept this. Dylan Mannequin from Auckland City.
Different.
Ladies and gentlemen, no final like this could take place without the officials, and the team of officials that Ben O'Connell had with him today did a fantastic job. Put your hands together for them as they come forward to collect their medals.
Well, Ben O'Connell and his team didn't really have too much to do. Tempers flared a little bit towards the end of the match, but all in all, it was a well-controlled affair.
Yeah, and that's what you expect, and that's what you hope for. You hope for a bit of passion and a bit of aggression from the team that's losing. Obviously, they want to get back into it, and so yeah, I think it's nothing too untoward or over the top.
Well, this is always a challenging moment, having been sat on the pitch as a representative of one of the defeated teams.
2022 Chatham Cup final.
You're proud of your achievements, but at the same time,
two teams battled it out all the way to the end.
A bit of taste in your mouth.
Please put your hands together for our runners-up today as they come and collect their medals. Eastern Suburbs.
Well, it was a valiant effort led by Michael Bilt. During your interview afterwards, you could see the energy that was expended. They can be proud of their achievements today. They are a club looking to do things differently, looking to engage the community, and on the women's side they've got the Women's National League to look forward to, which kicks off next week as well. So
yes, the season rolls on for Eastern Suburbs, for the club. As you say, the National Women's League coming up. It'll be interesting to see how they perform in that league as well. But, I think a lot of the players here can be very pleased with their performance. They came in as rank underdogs. I mean, the talk around the traps was that this was going to be, quite a high-scoring game in Auckland City's favour. But boy, the Suburbs players really stuck to their task. Good game plan from Hoani Edwards. Sort of struck that balance between pressing too high and sitting back and just trying to soak up pressure. And I thought they struck that balance very well.
Yeah, you can see they are a young side, a lot of young faces coming through and receiving those medals. There's a big future for this club. Performing and achieving and appearing in a Chatham Cup final at age 17, 18, 19 is no mean feat. And when they are the age of some of the veterans in their team, Stephen Hoyles, Michael Biltz, Tidal Lassettes, they would have had bags of experience if they are still in the country or if they've gone overseas to pursue other opportunities. There's Hoani Edwards, who guided the side. It was always a tough one in that moment. You are proud of what the team has achieved, but at the same time, bittersweet. And there is the trophy, shortly to be presented to Cam Howison, the captain of Auckland City.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to present the medals to our winning team and Chatham Cup champions for 20... Ladies and gentlemen, I missed one. The Bob Smith Trophy for the runner-up in the Chatham Cup to the captain, Michael Bilt. Michael, please come and collect the trophy.
Yes, the memorial trophy, Bob Smith. pride of place in Gower Park. A few years ago, New Zealand football actually came hunting for it post-COVID. And managed to
And now we are pleased to present our 2022 Chatham Cup champion team with their winners medal, led by their captain, Cameron Howson, Auckland City FC.
Well, it's been a period of success for Auckland City this year. A long spell unbeaten. Claimed the Northern League trophy. Claimed it early too. And managed to squeeze an OFC Champions League campaign in there. And now a third trophy with the Chatham Cup. A big squad looking to do big things in the National League, which kicks off in a few weeks' time as well. And as Cam Howson said in his closing remarks, they're not done yet. They want to get that fourth trophy in the cabinet.
Yeah, and you wouldn't bet against them at the moment. They play a very controlled, deliberate style of football, and they in essence grind down the opposition. It's very, very difficult to come up with a plan that can sustain the sort of effort that you need to sustain for 90 minutes. And so, a lot of teams sort of fall away as the game goes on, and they lose concentration. And that's when Auckland City, with the quality they have right throughout the squad, that's when they really they hit hard. And so, it'll be interesting to see if there's a team out there through the rest of the country, in Wellington, the Miramars, the Wellington Olympics, down the South Island, Christchurch United under Paul Eiffel, Kashmir Tech, whether they have the ability, the quality to match this Auckland City team.
Jeez, you've got one, Fred.
The Melvilles of this world.
Well, look, today is not about Melville United. Today is all about Auckland City and their first ever Chatham Cup win, to go with numerous from their sister club, Central United. And I'll leave it to the statisticians to determine whether those two identities combine to make one grand total, or whether Auckland City start on one and chase the pack.
And finally, ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to announce that Auckland City FC captain Cameron Howson will be presented with the trophy by Johanna Wood, New Zealand football president and FIFA council member.
Drake getting the champagne ready.
Howson and his champion, Auckland City FC.
I want to go early with that.
Well, scenes of delight for Auckland City. Fair play to Eastern Suburbs, stayed out, applauded the victors before making their way back to the changing rooms. And there's the familiar Auckland City song, which I will leave for you to enjoy. Well, the formalities have ended. Thank you for joining us for the Chatham Cup final, which has seen Auckland City emerge the victors 1-0 over Eastern Suburbs. We will catch you again sometime soon for the Women's National League or the Men's National League. For now, on behalf of Fred de Jong, I've been Seamus Martin. Thank you very much and good night.